Hey guys, we are in some more activated black moon energy today. We are building into our full moon tomorrow. Can you guys believe it's already the full moon? I feel like we just had our new moon in Cancer, but here we are at the eve today of our full moon in Capricorn that's going to be coming up tomorrow. Black moon month, black moon lunar cycle, black moon full moon that we have playing out tomorrow. And to set that up, we are in black moon energy today, you guys. The moon has moved into the sign of Cancer, activating, triggering the black moon. We are more in this black moon energy. How many times can I say black moon in a minute? Fears, worries, insecurities, doubts, issues rising to the surface to help us gain a conscious awareness and sort of like break through, transcend, overcome these issues. Overcoming fears sort of is the game plan of the day, the way that I'm seeing this energy break down. We also have some very divinely orchestrated energy that is playing out as well. The north and the south node are being exactly aspected by the sun today, while the sun is also in an exact square to the Eris point. We are actually at a point of breaking through into a new phase of growth for ourselves, breaking through some cycles, leaving some things in the past, heading in a new trajectory. And today, in this full moon that we have coming up tomorrow, I feel like are going to sort of be marking a significant moment in this transitional process that maybe we've been going through personally. We also have the moon making some aspects today and a Mercury Chiron square. So we have a lot to talk about in our chart today, you guys, as we are building into our full moon tomorrow. Let's get into this energy and see what it is trying to tell us. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook of the day. If you guys stick with me until the end of the report, I'm also going to be talking about some tarot cards that came out today in correspondence to our chart as it's playing out, just to give us sort of a more well-rounded overview of all of the energy from a couple different modalities, a couple different energetic perspectives. So we're going to talk about tarot too, but we're going to start with the astrology. We got a couple things going on today. As I said in my intro, we are definitely back in some black moon energy today. These fears, worries, insecurities, and doubts, specifically perhaps pertaining to issues related to the home, to the family, to the mother, our ability to care for and nurture and support ourselves and others, stuff like this may be once again gaining some type of prominence in something that is going on or that is transpiring in our lives. We also have, and like I said, this is something that we've been dealing with all month, so we should be, pretty well acquainted with the way that this black moon energy in Cancer is operating for us, specifically this cycle, this time around. We also have today, as I said, the sun is coming to 21 degrees of Cancer. That means that the sun will be forming an exact trine to the south node currently at 21 degrees of Scorpio, exact sextile to the north node at 21 degrees of Taurus. And so these are positive aspects, facilitating aspects to the exact degree between the sun and Cancer today and the north and the south nodes of the moon. Destiny and karma, highly activated. And you know what else is happening alongside of this that is really making me feel like today is a day where some breakthroughs might be happening? The sun at that 21 degrees of Cancer is also forming an exact square to the Eris point, which is the degree in the sky where the planet Eris was originally discovered. And this is like the ultimate in the break the chains energy, like truth for the sake of truth, integrity for the sake of integrity, not really too concerned with the consequences or the emotional waves that get made in the process of breaking free from whatever is limiting truth and freedom, essentially. So what we're dealing with when we have the Eris point being activated, the saving symbol of the Eris point is a boxer entering the ring. A lot of times when Eris point energy is activated, we're sort of ready for a fight. We are not running from conflict, especially if it has to do with us standing in our truth and having the freedom to do so. So definite breakthroughs, breakaways in a very destined, fated way that are having to do with karmic release, breaking through karmic cycles and moving us forward in a new trajectory that is in alignment with our authentic soul growth. This point in time being, to me, referenced by what's going on in the chart today. And I also will say that we do have a 222 going on in our numerology today. It is the 12th of July. Every 12th of whatever month it is this year gives us a 1 and then a 222. And I've been noticing when we have sequences of 222s playing out in the numerology, it also has a tendency of being a more significant day in our energetic transition into the age of Aquarius. I feel like the 222s in this 222 year are sort of like synchronistically representing more significant moments of time in terms of our energetic transition into the age of Aquarius. And today is another one of those days where we have those 3 2s prominent in our day. And we're also talking about this exact alignment today between not only the sun squaring the Eris point, but also making the trine to the south node. This is some type of breakthrough, us standing in our power in some type of way, like us asserting ourselves in some type of way that is releasing us from some perhaps like karmic bondage or attachments from the past that had been stealing our power, so that we can head towards also, a facilitating aspect, the sun in Cancer making the sextile to the north node in Taurus, so that we can head forward in this new direction and really like tap these inner resources that we are rediscovering within us, and the value that we hold inside of us, and rise into our potential and activate our destiny. All of these things that the north node in Taurus is trying to help us do and help us achieve, we are moving in that direction in a way that is being facilitated by universe one way or another today, despite any of the fears that may be surfacing and holding us back. Like, I feel like today is one of those days where we are breaking through our fears, like overcoming fears and the limitations that they represented to us in the past in one way or another, and we're just not having it anymore. We're like standing up for ourselves. We want the freedom to be our authentic truth, and that process in and of itself is severing these karmic bonds or these karmic attachments, or breaking us through and breaking us free from these karmic cycles. So I feel like, building into this full moon tomorrow, which is a big one, you guys. This full moon tomorrow, there's a lot of aspects. I mean, it is going to be in a 1 degree orb square to the Eris point. Like, the position of the sun today, think about it, between today and tomorrow, the sun is only going to move 1 degree. So while these aspects the sun are making are exact today, sun square the Eris point and sun trine and sextile the nodes of the moon, tomorrow we're only going to be 1 degree orb off from these same aspects, and we're going to have the moon in exact opposition. So it's not only going to be the sun squaring the Eris point tomorrow, it's going to be the full moon itself, both the sun and the moon setting up a T-square with the Eris point. Our emotions and our spirit, our soul and our spirit going like in this tense aspect with this need and this desire to break through. And then also with the north and the south nodes of the moon, this is a very hand of God orchestrating things behind the scene, facilitating things, helping things to happen that assist in this process of this breakthrough. And because of this black moon energy, you guys, this is breaking through the limitations represented by our fears. Like, that is how I'm perceiving this full moon tomorrow. What battles also it's representing that we need to sort of like walk away from. What do we need to surrender at this point in time so that we can go in this new direction, so that we can move on? What attachments do we need to break through? What do we need to release and move on because of that? What what losses do perhaps we need to accept in order to go in this new direction? Like, what small sacrifices do we have to make in order to free ourselves, to be able to become ourselves, or to recreate ourselves in a way that is much more in alignment with our authentic truth and rising into our true potential, activating destiny, all of this north node in Taurus, age of Aquarius stuff that is playing out together simultaneously. And as we are building into this moon tomorrow, which I do feel like is representing things along those themes, does that make sense? Things along those themes. Yeah, things along those themes, things along those lines. Today, we are making these exact aspects. So this is setting us up for tomorrow. And tomorrow with that full moon, full moons, things come into full fruition. We gain a full exposure. We can gain some clarity about something. This is the full light of the moon sort of lighting up the darkness. So there may be some root issues that we are discovering between today and tomorrow that are helping us to break ourselves free from something or move in this new direction. We may be really like seeing the power dynamics in our lives, or where we're surrendering our power. And we'll talk, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself now. We'll talk much more about this full moon in the report for tomorrow, but today we are definitely setting up for it, and there is definitely some type of theme of breaking through our limitations and breaking through our fears and, being confronted by them. Yes, we're in this black moon energy, but also not really standing for it maybe in the way that we used to. I said, we also have some moon aspects going on today. We have a moon, of course, in Capricorn, of course, going to be forming the opposition to the black moon, reflecting on these fears, these internalized fears about our ability to care for and nurture and support ourselves and others, and whether we are truly loved and appreciated, and in regards to like our home and our family and our place of origin and like all that type of stuff coming to the surface that we are reflecting on, this mirroring, this opposition aspect. But that being said, we also have this moon in Capricorn going to be making a couple other aspects. First of all, the moon will be forming a trine to Mars in the sign of Taurus. And secondly, we'll be forming a square as well to Jupiter in the sign of Aries. And these are both relatively positive aspects. I mean, especially that moon trining Mars. This is another one that is like very good for like asserting ourselves and like standing our ground and having courage and strength and motivation and like will and like standing in our power and like getting things done, like feeling motivated. Moon in the sign of Capricorn to like work hard to accomplish something or to get something done. And the moon squaring Jupiter. This is another very kind of like positive and optimistic, freedom seeking aspect that is going on. And then, we are still considering that we have the square between the sun and the Eris point. Now, squares, these are not trines. These are not sextiles. These are not even oppositions. These are, some of the more harsher aspects. So this desire to break ourselves free from things today may really be bringing up some type of conflict. But in terms of what is going on with the moon, our feelings and our emotions, like we don't really care. We're standing in our power, like we are feeling this courage, we're feeling this motivation, we're feeling this willpower, we're inspired to sort of take back control of our own world. We're talking about Mars in the sign of Taurus. This is an earth sign. This is like the world that we're existing within. We're talking about the moon in the sign of Capricorn ruling control, and the trine aspect facilitating Mars, like our willpower, our courage, our strength, our motivation. We are feeling very strongly, intuitively driven to really like seize back control over the ongoings in our own physical material world today and to kind of pursue our goals, to go after things, to take initiative. This also creates very high energy, especially also making the square to Jupiter and Aries. Like, don't forget, Jupiter is the ruler, or no, not Jupiter. Mars is the ruler of Aries, where Jupiter is right now. So this is sort of like this Mars energy is sort of being expanded as well through the Jupiter aspect that the moon is also making. So lots of high energy today, very action oriented energy, very hard work, goal-oriented energy, wanting to really take some action to get some things done to stabilize our lives in some type of way. Like I said, to like stabilize like our physical, tangible world. Taurus also rules relationships. Taurus also rules money and value, to stabilize our finances, to stabilize our relationships, just to stabilize the various aspects of our physical, tangible world. Also, it's a great aspect for like working well with people, because the moon, this is our emotions. It gives us a greater ability to sort of like relate with and like exercise empathy in regards to working with others, and just generally a great day for some hard work, like I said, to stabilize our various aspects of our material physical world, or the relationship components, dynamics, partnerships of our lives, and also to sort of like help us get ahead in one way or another, because we are also talking about the square to Jupiter in the sign of Aries, about moving forward in a new direction. But Jupiter in Aries, this is also about in alignment with our personal truth. So there's just so much energy today that is talking about us making some type of breakthrough, overcoming some dimension of our life that has been limiting us or holding us back in some type of way, so that we can pursue a new path in alignment with our authentic truth that leads to this authentic growth that helps us to really pursue like our higher selves and come into our higher potential and activate our destiny, which in this 222 year universe is trying to help us do, so that we can become like this magnet for this fulfillment and this purpose and just this genuine like greater experience of interaction with reality and in with our lives, based on being able to attract and magnetize to ourselves the things, the people, the relationships, the situations that will truly bring us our soul's truest form of fulfillment, and again, give us that sense of overall like purpose to what we're doing, to our lives, and just make our experience more like heaven on earth. And that is what we're going towards. That is where this age of Aquarius is moving us. And this is I know I always say it, but this is 222 year. Like, it's very rare. Like, I don't even know when the next time is that we're going to have like a 222 year. Like I said, I think it's going to be like 2202. I mean, 2222, you guys, that's going to be a crazy year. But 2000, this is a rare, these series of twos, and 222 in numerology is a really beautiful number that is all about balance and drawing, like attracting like, and this fulfillment and this love and this like genuine soul-based harmony. And that is what the energy this year is trying to help us attract through these internalized changes that are going on within us, these vibrational changes and the changes externally as well. And it is resulting in this release from these karmic cycles. And that is one of the things that today is doing, while again representing the 222 in the numerology. So let's move on now and talk about the last aspect that I wanted to bring up today. And that is Mercury in Cancer making a square to Chiron in Aries. Now, this is news, information, Mercury, the messenger planet, Chiron, the wounded healer, teacher, master archetype. This could work in a couple of different ways in conjunction with the other energy that we have playing out today. First of all, news, information, headlines, conversations, things going back and forth, social media about health or healing. That is something that could be prominent in the field today. Also, actions taken that have wounded the home or the family or the mother or the hometown, the roots, the origins, something along those lines could be a prominent source of discussion today as well. Something that has caused wounding to these Cancer themes, because we're talking about Mercury, the messenger planet, in the sign of Cancer, making the square to Chiron in the sign of Aries. Also, it could be creating scenarios where it is like more painful or more of a struggle to just simply express our needs or communicate how we feel, our feelings, or like put us in a situation where for some reason, like speaking our feelings or talking about how we feel is actually wounding us or hurting us in some type of a way. That's also a way that this dynamic could play out. Talking about difficult, painful experiences, especially relating to the home and the family or the mother. This is another way that this energy could play out. Generally, also just like some words or some conversations that are like injuring or traumatic or wounding in some way to like our family dynamic or our home or to like a mother situation that we have going on, or just generally like having to think or talk about some traumas and sort of some early childhood traumas in order to bring some type of resolution or to start a process of healing in some type of way, or to gain some type of awareness, or to bring some type of inner alchemization, pushing for mental alchemization. Like, that is ultimately what this is for. We're talking about a square aspect. Squares create tension, they create conflict, they create difficulty, but it's for the purpose of making, again, some type of breakthrough, some type of resolution into something. So we are trying to resolve some type of mental wounding or some type of like hurt feelings in regards to the home, the family, the mother, something along these lines. Okay. Also, Chiron also rules money, finances, financial markets, and this could, Mercury, there could be some like bad news in terms of finances, financial markets, wealth, money, value, resources, stuff like that. Challenge, difficulty in money markets could also be represented by the square and the impact that it has on the home and the family. Because whenever we're talking about Mercury and Chiron, like I said, like this is the messenger planet, this is our mind, this is our what we're thinking about. This could be some also just like some painful news, some like difficult news to deal with that like wounds us or hurts us in some type of way, but it's most likely to be in regards to these Cancer themes, because that's where Mercury is, and Cancer rules the home, the mother, the roots, the homeland, how we care for ourselves, how we nurture ourselves, how we feel safe and secure, and stuff like that as well. So there might be like a dimension of like conversations that are coming through today that are triggering our wounds and making us feel unsafe, or making us think that we're unsafe in some type of way. And maybe that could be playing into this generalized black moon energy that is coming up. But again, you know, despite those things, with the sun forming the square to the Eris point and the trine and the sextile to the node simultaneously, it's a breakthrough regardless. It's like whatever's coming up today is happening in order to help us overcome, in order to help us make this breakthrough, in order to help us free ourselves from these like attachments that have been keeping us out of our place of power. So honestly, you know, I'm looking at this as a relatively positive day, even though we may be, of course, navigating some of these darker emotions. We're sort of back down in the depths of our own underworld, but we should really be gaining some awarenesses this time around. This whole cycle has been about really trying to bring some things to the surface for us, helping us to try to overcome some of these fears, especially in regards to the home, the family, our ability to care for ourselves, our ability to feel supported, to feel appreciated, and to feel safe. Generally, Cancer is all about like safety and security. So we're on our way to making some type of a breakthrough in terms of feeling more self-empowered and less at the whim, less of a victim to circumstance in various areas of our lives. We are gaining a greater sense of self-mastery. We are coming into a greater sense of self-empowerment, and we are doing it somehow through some type of breakthrough that is going on in this energy, building up and leading into this full moon tomorrow, which should also be representing a lot of these very same themes. Like this energy may be more so building tomorrow, and when the full moon comes into fruition, this is when we may really be like seeing this about ourselves, that we are ready to detach from these things from the past and move forward into a new direction. Something like that. So that is what I have to say, you guys, for the astrology today. Now let us grab our lovely tarot cards and talk about the message that came through in our tarot cards for today. And this was a bit of a longer message. We got a whole bunch of cards coming out again. Let's see though. We started though, the first card that we had coming out of the deck was the Star card. And this is the card of our transition into the age of Aquarius, you guys. And this is also a card of inspiration and hope and healing and connecting with the divine. So groundwork for our tarot message, this is where we're going, and this is what we need to keep in mind. We have the Star coming. So we're talking about some type of renewed inspiration, hope, faith, trust in the divine plan, the north and the south nodes of the moon, where we're going. The age of Aquarius is activated in the field today. The next card that we had coming out of the deck is the Nine of Wands in reverse. This is talking about the need to surrender to something and to lay down some burdens that we've been carrying for quite a while, things that we've been resisting or that we've been fighting really hard for or hard against, that we sort of need to like surrender at this point in time. Then we got the Hermit. This is talking about a need to really turn inwards, because that is where we are going to find our true like enlightenment. Like this is a need to sort of recenter ourselves within ourselves and not be distracted by sort of like what's going on in the external world around us. And then we got the Ace of Swords in reverse, in order to gain some type of clarity. Like we may be in this black moon energy operating in a bit of a lack of truth or lack of genuine clarity about the potential of the future, about where we're going, and being a little misguided through these negative emotions or these fears that may be arising at this point in time. And I feel like this Ace of Swords is talking about a lack of clarity that may be present in this energy, and that is why we need to sort of go within ourselves in order to find the light in the darkness, in order to gain the sense of clarity that may be sort of inverted at this point in time. We may be thinking about things in sort of an inversion of what they are as this black moon energy plays out. And ultimately though, then we got the Six of Wands. This is going to lead to some type of personal victory for us. The breakthrough, the overcoming of the fears, the epiphany, the understanding, the awakening that is helping us to break through and release ourselves from these karmic attachments of the past, moving towards this age of Aquarius, activating destiny, rising into our potential, and gaining the sense of true purpose and fulfillment. And then on the back of the deck, there was actually a sequence of cards that wanted to come out as well. And this sequence of cards is something that we've also been dealing with lately, but they were there and here they are. And we're talking about the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords in combination. And this combination of cards is talking about, again, a need to surrender and to let go of the things that are not giving us a return in our lives, essentially, that we are realizing don't hold the value to us that we thought that they did, that we've been putting a lot of our time and a lot of our effort and a lot of our energy into, but that are not giving it back to us in one type of a way. And it's time to really go on another journey, to move on to some perhaps like safer or more fruitful or more fulfilling or more purposeful waters, to a place where we can actually gain a victory over our circumstances, over ourselves, over whatever we've been navigating, over our fears. And so like when we put all of these cards together, I feel like this is definitely talking about, you know, like a need to realize that at this point in time, we are really just on this trajectory into this age of Aquarius, and we need to remain, you know, hopeful and inspired about the changes that are happening now, because they are leading us to this victory over our circumstances and the previous states essentially and experiences that we've dealt with in our lives. We're breaking through these cycles, we're recreating ourselves, we're moving into a direction that is much more fulfilling and is going to make us much more sort of like the master of our own destiny, like this guy, right? That process, these cards are talking about a need to, it's being spoken of twice, like a need to surrender the burdens, a need to surrender the things that we've been fighting, that we've been putting our energy into, that haven't been paying off for us, that haven't been bringing us that success. Very internalized energy, you know, to really reconnect with our own internal light, to help us get our mind right about something. And that is also having to do with us needing to release the things that just don't hold the value to us that they once did anymore, and to stop putting energy into things that we don't want to grow. Like that is ultimately the message I feel like with the 9 of Wands in reverse and the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the 6 of Swords. Like we need to stop putting energy into the things that we no longer wish to grow. We need to turn inwards in order to find our own personal light, our own talent, our own gifts, our own potential, so that we can stop seeing the inversion of ourselves and start seeing ourselves in a much more clear perception and clarity, so that we can have this personal victory, become, like I said, like the master of our own destiny as we are moving into this age of Aquarius, because that is what is necessary in order to make this energetic shift and rise into our destiny, activate our potential, and gain this experience that is in much more authentic alignment with us, that brings us much more fulfillment and much more just purpose to our experience. So now you guys, let us draw one more card. We're going to draw a synchronicity card for today and see what message God has for us as we are navigating this energy today. Just one more piece of advice that can help us as we are going through our day. Oh, this is interesting. I've never gotten this card before. In all the times that we've been doing this synchronicity card, it says honesty pays. And as we are breaking through these cycles, I mean, Sun square the Eris point. What did I say? Truth for the sake of truth, integrity for the sake of integrity. And we could also throw honesty for the sake of honesty in there, regardless of whose feelings it hurts or the waves that get made. So honesty, you guys, is the message of the day as these changes are being facilitated for us by the divine, by universe. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Proverbs 11:5. Let all you do be done with love, honesty, and integrity. Don't do anything you know to be wrong. If you hurt another, you are only hurting yourself. Honesty is the best policy. So as we are going through this Sun Eris point square today, and we might be having, you know, some very strong urges and desires to liberate ourselves, to break ourselves free today from some things that may have been restricting our authentic truth or authentic growth or stealing our power in one way or another, we need to remember that we have to conduct ourselves, of course, with integrity, with honor, and with honesty. And that is the message from God today. So you guys, that is what I have to say. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys liked it. I hope I was able to provide something for you that can give you a little bit of whatever you're needing as you're navigating your path today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you guys did like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think that they would like this and be interested in this type of content too. Leave me comments, you guys. I absolutely love your comments. comments. I appreciate you so, so much. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Your feedback is very valuable to me, and thank you guys once again so much for being here. I have a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a website, and some other social media stuff. Those are in my description box below. And come back with me tomorrow, you guys. We're gonna have a full moon video to talk about, so that's gonna be a lot to say. I will be here. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. And I will see you then. Everybody have a very beautiful day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.